How are you, Neha? Hello. Did
Hello.
we chat for 2 minutes before watu waingie? Ama we
Yeah. Ulikuwa umeenda?
Hmm?
Ulikuwa umeenda? Mimi nimeamka kufua, kupanga manguo, kukunja manguo.
Nilikuwa Cranking House.
Okay.
Nilikuwa nimepeleka mtu Cranking House.
Okay.
Sasa ama we take this time to share at least kidogo the live.
To share. Sasa nifinye kwa hizo .3.
Yeah. Alafu naenda kwa share.
Naenda kwa share.
In. Hi. Ni nani? The Nakim, unamkumbuka? Hi Nakim, welcome to our live. This is Miss Rael. Umemfollow, I bet.
Let's go on. Nani ako hapa? Nani ameshatupatia hat ya like hapo? Thank you.
Ni nani? Ni the Nakim channel.
Ni Nakim channel. Thank you. Yeah, ni Nakim.
Yeah.
By the way, I love content. Niliwatch hiyo ya before uende ni wapi pale kwa ile nchi? Egypt, yeah. It was so interesting actually.
Yeah, hata mimi nililearn a lot about Egypt through her. And by then she has a lot of good content. Ana adventure.
Kona adventure. Anafanya a lot of adventure. Mi hizo ma-adventure sijui kazi zinaweza nipatia nguvu. I'm not adventure. But napenda watu wakifanya hiyo adventure.
Yeah.
Am I dark here?
Nah, you're okay. And it's good you guys have followed each other. Pigane support. We need all the support, huh?
Kabisa, we need support. We need to support each other, especially sisi wa Kenya. We have to learn how. I mean, it's not like we have to learn. We are doing that, but we have to do more. Like, we have to support each other more.
Yeah, like the YouTubers here.
Yeah.
We need to push each other's goals ahead, eh?
Kabisa.
Yeah. So, kabisa. I think we will, since we have Nakim here, I think we'll just dive in with her. And I'm 100% sure she doesn't really know who you are. Like the previously, ile time the day we had the interview, she was not yet there.
Okay.
So for starters, guys, welcome to the Escapades show. This is going to be a very interesting and educative segment.
And inspiration as well.
Yeah, and it will move people because this lady here, the lady sitting here, she's not just a lady. Huh? You've heard from her first one we talked about kids. The second one we talked about children. The first interview we talked about her life, and you can all tell, and her lifestyle and all that. But right now we are getting deeper. We want to talk more about on how she navigated life and how she made it to no education to education.
Yeah.
Now we are really getting deeper into her story. And welcome. Please feel free to join the live. Feel free to like, to share, and to leave a very comfortable and very nice comment. And wherever you feel like we are not doing okay, also good, leave a critical or constructive. A constructive criticism is also okay. That's how we just learn. Yeah. Don't shy away from criticizing. So, with no further ado, let me give the platform to the lady. Let her introduce herself and tells you more of who she is. Karibu. And by the first of all, thank you. You like this, and you're always welcome. So, Karibu. The chair.
Asante sana to welcoming me today in this platform. I really appreciate so much. I cannot give enough thanks for you. Thank you so much to host me again. I am so happy to be here today. So for those who don't know my real names, my name is Rael Bosibori Spendley, and I will come to the Spendley name in the middle of the story. So born and raised in Kenya, And about education, I cannot talk about it, but it's the story that we are going to talk about it today.
Yeah. So, okay, karibu. So,
Asante.
I I think I will start from we already know a little bit about you, and
Yeah.
we know that you didn't attend school earlier on in
Mm-hmm.
while in Kenya. So I would really love to know, like, what really inspired you, like, just to go on the other side. Like, you are not so comfortable in staying in that aspect of you don't know anything and you are not comfortable with it. So what drove you out of that place?
Okay, I will start like this. When like any normal child, when you were born, you expect your parents to, take care of you and take you to school and give you the best of the life that they can provide. So when I was growing up, it was really good start in the normal life. We were having almost everything that we needed as a basic in a basic life, and it reached a point where the sickness started to occur in our house, whereby my sister, she could get sick, and then start to follow up. So a lot of money, it was really needed for my sister to be taking care of her medication. So we couldn't really. My mom and my father, they were not working a big job. It was a small job. My dad, he was a security guy, and my mom, she was doing business in the market to sell burger. So you can imagine whatever they could put together, most of time it could be used for medication. So that's why um, it reached a point that they could not manage, or they could not really provide further than what they were putting on the table. And I grew up appreciating that and knowing that this is the life that we are in. But still, as a child, you could ask. I was asking myself, why are we not going to school? Why we don't have proper clothes? Why are we living here? But you cannot get answers, because those are things that you ask yourself, but you don't have someone to answer you.
Yeah.
And then when it reached a point like, now I have to be in the school, I went normal until class 2. That's when things really started to be even more worse in the family. So I went up to study 2, and then this time teachers could chase me out of the school because of the school fees. I could go home, explain to my parents, and they could send me back and tell me, go and say this and this. So hoping that they will get money for the next time so that I can take it to school. It went on until class 3. That's when now I got a neighbor. The neighbor moved in a plot where we were living, and she started to see that we have really hard life, and she came into our life and tell my mom, I will support you with your kids. I will take them to the school where I'm teaching, and it's kind of play school, not like a really education school, like where they have to learn everything. So she took me to that school, and I could see that we were schooling or playing with a lot of kids from street, like those they are known like chokoras in Kenya. So I was among those kids. So I was the first to be taken first in the school, because the neighbor, she thought I'm more clever than my other sisters. So I went to that school. I joined the school with chokora kids. We were together. Like, you couldn't differentiate me and them, because I was like them when it comes to clothes. We were just looking the same. So I studied there for 2 years, and then there was an organization from US that Wazungu could come, and they took organization, like they take few kids, one Muzungu. It was just like a group, so they could take kids and then support them when they go back to US. So I was lucky to get that scholarship. So I got it on class 3. And then when what they could do basically is to take you, and then they will provide you from that school now where you are. They will take you to another school, which is, let me call the school name because they know me, I was there. The school was called Calvary. If you are living in Nairobi, Kenya, Kibera, you know where is Calvary. And then when they take you from Calvary, they take you now to Mashimoni Primary, which is now a bit high school than that one. So there is where I could start my education for 1 year. For the first year, it was good. Now going to form class 4, that's when I could start to see that people on that organization, they were not friendly with me. Every time I could go to the office and say I don't have this, I don't have this, they could treat me really bad. And I couldn't do anything rather than to go there and to ask for help many times as I could. So I did that. I went there, and at some point, I started to get, tired, because it was the same case. I don't have books, I don't have uniform, I don't have shoes, I don't have that. The school fees is not paid. So I pushed that year to class 4. Now, class 4, they they thought, okay, let us help her. Then they paid the school fees the entire year up to class 4, the end of class 4. So normally you go from Mashimoni Primary to go to the office in December to claim what you need for the new year to start the school again. So I went with my case, and that time I was chased out like a dog. That I remember that Pastor Mulei, he chased me out of his office and say, "Get out of my office!" And then previously, before I went there was a bomb happened in US. The Osama bin Laden flight, something went into the building. I don't know if you remember the
Yeah,
case.
1997, I think. Or 97.
Yeah, something like that. So he told me, you know what, your sponsor, she's dead, she's no longer there, so your school fees and everything that you need, it's over, and you have to get out of my house. And he was so angry at me, and I cried. I remember I cried and I cried until late 5, when the everything is closed, his office is closed, and he just walked away from my face and he went. So I was like, there's no any way I could do it. But still, I went New Year to school with the things that I had: short uniform, tight shoes, my bags, the books that they were not even having space to write. So I went, and every single day I could be chased out of school. Every single day, Monday to Friday, I could be chased out of school, and it depends which teacher could be on the duty. If the teacher that he doesn't like me, like Mr. Temba, oh my God, now I remember everything. I remember even their name. Mr. Temba, he could just see me like this, even before the parade, even before the class. Rael, go home, bring money, bring uniform, bring everything. And I could just go in the class, pack my plastic bag where I was carrying my books, and go home. I could go home direct to my mom. She's laying in bed. She's very sick. My dad is nowhere to be seen. He's an alcoholic. My sister, on the other hand, she's sick, very healed in the bed. She cannot even move and do anything for herself. Now, the little sister that who passed 2 years ago, she is also there and she cannot help me nothing. So I went home. I told my mom. I remember I was sitting close to her bed, and I told her what happened. And she said, I cannot do anything. Aliniambia tu sasa ndafanya nini? Hivyo ndio aliniambia. At that moment, I couldn't do anything as well for me myself. So I started to walk door to door, neighborhood closer, and I could go and ask for small work like nikuchotee maji, nikuoshe vyombo, nikufagilie nyumba. That plot ilikuwa ya matope, so it was like nikuoshe vyombo, nikuchotee maji na nikufagilie nyumba, you pay me 5 shillings. So that's how I started to survive as earlier age as 10. So yeah, shule ikaishia tu hapo.
At
That's
class.
why I couldn't go further with the education. So it's not like me liking or me wanting or my parents wanting us to be this way. No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say at least, I like picking the positive before the negative. I would say
Yeah.
you came from a good family, which at least your parents were there. Like you had sisters to rely on or to lean on. Yeah. That really didn't entirely give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like first of all, yeah, bursary.
Yeah.
Bursary, yeah. When you
Yeah.
are
I
supposed
don't hear you well. You break, so I didn't hear you well. You break somehow.
so and now
Now it's okay. Can you repeat again your question?
yeah, I was saying like you are in bursary. That
Yeah.
bus bursary.
But yeah.
Hey, so first of all, okay. Nini, from now I maybe I'm even somehow give me
You
one.
keep breaking, so unakatika katika. I don't really get you well.
And now
I hear you, but when you start to make a statement, una break in between.
na niko na and now
Yeah, labda ukiongea sasa inaweza kuambia.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the bursary people are the ones who let you down, huh?
No, they are not the one who let me down. They have no idea. Maybe they may be living until now, but they don't have idea because that I am out of school, that I didn't finish my school. For me, now as an adult person, I feel like there was a hate, like hawakutaka mimi niendelee. They didn't want me to go further with education. Maybe they thought venye tuko maskini, the way we were so poor, if I could study, I could get light shining in our family. That's why they took my scholarship. Actually, I came to realize later, after 5 years when I was not in primary school later, I met my friends and they told me, actually scholarship yako ilipewa mtu fulani. Your scholarship was handed over by someone else.
So it's
And
just
that was the child of the pastor now.
that then it's just someone in the office who didn't want you to proceed.
Sasa pasta mwenye alikuwa mwenye hiyo church ndiye scholarship yangu alipatia mtoto wake.
That's
Yeah.
really ni
Yeah. But it's okay. Mini, I learned to forgive him, and I will tell you what happened later if I ever meted him. Yeah.
yeah. So this one I understand because right now schools are free. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are at that time where schools
Yeah, it was that time of Moi, Kibaki time, you have to pay school fees.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there you started doing some works to support home.
Yeah, to support a little bit what I could. And in that school now, taking you back, in that primary school where I was studying with chokora or street kids, huko tulikuwa tunapewa 3 meals a day. I could go 5 in the morning to be able to get chai and biscuit, and then I could be eating their lunch. I could get lunch there and dinner. So I could eat my lunch and dinner I could take back home for my family. I could just put it on a sugar plastic bag, mix everything together, and I could take it back home and my siblings they could eat, or my mom. So I could go many times. Ningepanga laini kama mara nne juu ningeenda ya raundi ya kwanza yangu, niende raundi ya pili, raundi ya tatu, sasa huyo ni mama angu, sister angu na huyo sister angu mdogo. So I could go 4 rounds and then I could put food on the plastic bag, take it home na watu wakule for dinner.
And then sasa yes, because this is a survival, eh? It's a
Yeah, now we
story.
used to survive, yeah.
Yeah. So, Rael, if maybe probably if you could go back there at that time, just assume, or imagine you go back to that time where you are young, you're 10 years, you're doing all that. How are you feeling? If you can be able to express or explain these feelings right now, how was the feeling? Like you see other kids, no kids chooses where they are born, and there are some who are living this good life. There are some they are probably getting everything what they're getting, and you're not getting anything. So how did it really feel?
Now looking back,
Nene,
my
not
life,
now, not
uh-huh.
As
Yeah,
in,
now I'm trying to tell you to picture back who I was
uh-huh.
that year of around age of 10, 9. I just see that I saw a sad child, a sad lost child.
But
That
in moment, wait, in this moment, what you are doing, you are trying to survive, eh?
Yeah,
Sorry for yourself. Or sit somewhere and said, oh no. Or did you regret where you were born or this moment, like in that time? How? Or
I didn't regret because around that area,
mm-hmm.
it was just a poverty area. So ungepata chakula ya kukula one day, you just appreciate that mmekuwa matajiri on that night. Yeah.
Okay.
So around the area where we were living, everyone had problems. So you cannot even go to the neighbor to ask for sugar because they don't have that sugar to give you.
So,
So it was normal for me. It was
okay.
normal for me. So I didn't question myself, why are we here? Of course, at some point, but then it was not
No.
something that I put it on my head and fix it and keep asking why.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I asked this because like right now, there are some kids they envy other children. Like they would just stare and ask why if a neighbor probably is having something much better than them, they would be like questioning their parents why we don't have this, why those questions.
Yeah, but then I think on our time growing up, we didn't have that much exposure.
Okay.
Like now, the kids of now, like ukinunua TV uweke kwenyu, mtoto mwingine atauliza kwa nini wale wako na TV na sisi hatuna. Now
Uh-huh.
I think it's more exposure. It's everyone, like mtu anaweza ku afford TV hata ukiwa huko Kibira, you can still have TV, you can still have fridge, in the same environment. And then hapo sasa watoto wanaanza kuulizana kwa nini sisi tuko na TV na wale hawana TV.
Mm.
Then hiyo time yetu hizo vitu hazikuwa, alafu remember ilikuwa that time of watching black and current video, maybe TV, maybe one mtu ndiye atakuwa entire area mtenda
Ati
kama blocks ka so
umesema black
eh?
umesema black and what?
Black current TV.
Black currency ni soda.
Nini, sorry.
Black and white.
Black and white. Oh my god, na nimeisema nikiwa serious. Anywho, black current. Oh my god, black and white.
Zile Great Wall. Unaikumbuka Great Wall?
Assume hiyo word hujasikia. Assume hiyo word hujasikia.
Nimesema ila hatupiti.
Oh my god. Hata sijaona venye umeniangalia na hiyo like, huh? No, black and white TV.
Yeah.
Ile yenye utapita blocks ndo usikie na TV na inaongea kwa mtu. So it was not common.
Mm-hmm. So okay. But you're a survivor, yeah? So class 4 is
Yeah.
at least class 4 is where you left your education, yeah? So
Exactly. Class 4 ikiisha hapo hata 5 sikugonga.
so when was the other time you felt like, hey, I need to go to school? First of all, before that, as in for you, if you would go back, like if you went back to school, what would have changed?
If I could go now back,
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I can talk about it now, but juu nilikuwa mtu wa bidii sana shule, nilikuwa napenda shule. I really was a good girl in school, even though nilikuwa comedian a little bit, watu walikuwa wananipenda kwa shule. I think hiyo ni kitu nimekuwa nayo since childhood. Watu hata pali nafanya kazi, I just speak something and they burst off, so yeah, but I was good in school.
Yeah. Nani hapa kuna attention imenipata. Nani anasema when doing live, learn to engage with your audience first. Na Kim, let me try and kidogo explain. Yeah, it's not like we are not engaging. It's just that first of all wanted to give time to to the other to explain themselves, and then we get back to the audience. Because I find whenever the other person is talking, or when we are conversing, and then we concentrate on the audience, then it really takes a lot of time, and then there's a lot of confusion. That's why we keep for the audience a little bit later, or we have like four parts. One part, first we finished one part, we go to the audience, and then we get to another part, we go again to the audience, like that. Because if we converse here, we talk here, and then with the audience, everything will be like too much. But yes, now we had you, now we are going to the audience before we go to the next. Rael, it's your time.
Tuende kwa audience.
Yeah, sasa ni wewe utasoma the comments. I hope you understand me, Nakim.
Niendapo kwa comment.
Yeah, unaziona ama nikusomee?
Sizioni mi hapa on my side. Nimeclick hapa juu, nilikuwa naona zikiingia especially kwa Kim ama
Yeah.
nilikuwa naona zinaingia zake but singeweza kusoma juu nilikuwa na nini.
Aya, wacha basi nikusomee. Amesema first of all, alisema that is the beginning. Hi, there we said hi, thank you. Leteni mazuri. Yeah, tuko na mazuri, umesikia. And I'm glad you like my contact. This is to you. And
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All ears, thank you. Please stick here, don't go away. And she said proudly Kenyan. Rael, are you a proudly Kenyan?
Ai, damu. Iko
Umechange.
kwa vein. Ai, iko kwa vein.
Yeah, they are proud Kenyans, eh? Very proud.
Yes,
Yeah.
very proud.
And she said, where we come from don't define us. We can still change the narrative. So no situation is permanent. Look at you now. Miskia, now you look good, yeah? Your situation didn't
Yeah, I think uko na wifi kwa nyumba ama uswitch wifi utumie gig.
hiyo ingine si ifanyi, hii itakuwa strong. Wifi ndio iko strong. Au nisikii?
Juu una break ama video inacheza haraka sana, words zinapotea in between.
Oh yeah. Na wifi imejaa.
Mi nimeswitch kwa wifi, niko kwa gig.
Nikiweka hiyo
kwa 5G.
Nikiweka hiyo ita function because iko so low.
Okay.
So like I think here she said like it's good that your situation.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe you're so this is where she was saying like the reason why they stopped your answer is probably that you are doing better. Maybe you're doing right now, you're doing better than the person who got the bursary.
Yeah. And it's true because I will come to the story.
And and here she also said, as a kid you can't regret that. That's what you know. No.
Yeah, you can't regret because that's what you know. That is the environment where you are.
Yeah, but you know, even as children, we still have feelings.
Yeah, but our feelings back then they could not be exposed because sasa tukiuliza mama yako kwa nini hamna TV, atakuuliza kwa nini hatuna chakula, kwanza ndo unaniuliza mambo ya TV. So
Rael, unaniona mimi naona kama nimekwama.
Naona umekwama.
And then
move.
She was raising her concern. Ebu wacha, then let me come out and then nikuje tena.
Okay.
Because Nakim, please come back again. I'm going out and then we are coming back again to solve this issue.
Okay.